Good evening and welcome to another EmoNews package. Today is November 7th, 2025, and I am your presenter, Anna Benjamin.
And I'm Rick Francis. Good to be with you this evening.
In the headlines,
Dominica records 83.3% pass rate in October 2025 regional nursing exams.
Government commissions new emergency operating theatre at Dominica China Friendship Hospital.
ERC addresses challenges in electoral confirmation process.
Tesla shareholders approve massive pay deal for Elon Musk.
Pelosi announces she won't seek re-election.
And George orders Trump administration to fully fund November SNAP benefits. These stories and more coming up. First up in local news, the government of Dominica, in partnership with the Dominica Hospital Authority and the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, officially commissioned a new emergency operating theatre at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital on Thursday. The ceremony, held in the hospital's foyer, was attended by members of cabinet, including the Honorable Prime Minister. The Chief Executive Officer of the Dominica Hospital Authority delivered the welcome address, highlighting the value of the partnership and emphasizing how the new facility will enhance the delivery of healthcare services. He expressed gratitude to all who contributed to the project's success.
This afternoon's commissioning signifies a major milestone in our hospital's ongoing transformation and represents the culmination of collaboration between the Maria Holder Trust Fund and the Government of Dominica through the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Together, this partnership has resulted in a fully equipped, ready-to-use operating theatre that will significantly strengthen our capacity to deliver timely and efficient surgical care at the point of greatest need. This new service being offered to our population will enhance the quality and speed of surgical interventions in our emergency department in a situation where every second counts. And this improvement is expected to reduce morbidity and mortality rates, saving more lives and improving patient outcomes. Today's ceremony is not simply about new equipment or advanced technology. It represents a shared commitment between our partners, the Maria Holder Trust Fund, our government, and our dedicated healthcare professionals to provide modern, compassionate, and effective care to every Dominican who walks through our doors. So on behalf of the board, management, and staff of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, I extend our deepest gratitude to all who played a part in making this vision a reality, and in particular to the Maria Holder Trust Fund for their remarkable generosity. Your donation, valued at over $1 million EC, is not just an investment in equipment, but an investment in the health and future of our people, the Dominican people.
Mr. Christopher Holder, SMC and FMC co-founder of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, shared brief remarks, noting that healthcare remains central to the Trust's mission and principles.
Our principles align with the cause because it directly impacts people's lives, addresses essential needs, and provides opportunities for positive change. The human impact of healthcare and the potential for such contributions to make a tangible difference to the well-being of individuals and the health of the communities at large. Our organisation has the simple but powerful belief that access to quality healthcare can change lives and strengthen communities too. Today, as we officially commission this vital equipment, we reaffirm our commitment to supporting the incredible professionals who work tirelessly to save lives every single day. The Accident Emergency Department is often the first line of defence, where seconds count and where skill, courage and compassion come together to make the difference between life and loss. This department not only services the local population of Dominica, but also visitors to the island, seeing thousands of patients annually. We know that for many, modern and reliable equipment is not a luxury here. It is a necessity. It enables doctors, nurses, and all medical staff to provide the best possible care and to do so with greater efficiency, safety, and confidence. This donation will enable us to fully equip the operating theatre of the Accident and Emergency Department, inclusive of an anaesthesia machine, anaesthesia monitors, oxygen and dry airflow meters, portable X-ray machine, portable ultrasound, and an operating table, and various surgical instruments. Use them carefully, please. This represents more than technology. It represents hope. It represents partnership. It represents our deep respect for the work you do every day to protect and preserve lives.
Meanwhile, Minister of Health Honorable Kasani Laville reiterated the importance of the new theatre, outlining its role in improving surgical outcomes and providing an overview of the number of surgeries performed this year.
This initiative, made possible through the generous support of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, responds to one of the most urgent needs in our national health system, the ability to perform life-saving emergency surgeries right within the Accident and Emergency Department. This intervention is strategic and timely, as we have observed a significant increase in emergencies over the years. From 251 emergency surgeries in 2022 to 335 emergency surgeries in 2023 and 325 emergency surgeries in 2024. According to our surgical teams, this represents about a 32% increase in that period, an exceptionally high volume of emergency cases, and the need for a dedicated emergency theatre has become increasingly evident.
The new emergency operating theatre, valued at EC $1.17 million, represents another major step in strengthening Dominica's healthcare system and improving emergency response capacity. In more news, Dominica's national robotics team has returned home after proudly representing the country at the first Global Challenge 2025 in Panama City. The event brought together more than 180 countries under the theme Eco Equilibrium, where students built and programmed robots to tackle real-world environmental challenges. Made up of students aged 13 to 18, the team gained valuable experience working alongside young innovators from across the globe. Although the competition was tough, the team showed great teamwork, creativity, and national pride, making it a meaningful step forward for robotics and STEM education in Dominica. The team extends a heartfelt thank you to its sponsors and community partners, Creates Caribbean, NTRC, 767 Development, JD's Naturals, and Astafans for their generous support and belief in the students' vision. Their contributions made this incredible learning experience possible. And some welcome news, as Dominica obtained an 83.3% pass in the October 2025 sitting of the regional examination for nurse registration. There was a total of 18 students, 16 sitting for the first time and 2 resits. The General Nursing Council would like to extend congratulations to all candidates, with special congratulations to Miss Michaela Nation of the Dominica State College, Faculty of Health Sciences, who topped the list. Another top performer was Rihanna Thomas, also of the Dominica State College. EmoNews congratulates the Dominica State College Faculty of Health Sciences, who had a 100% pass. In other local news, the Electoral Reform Coalition, ERC, hosted a press conference at the Fortune Hotel to discuss key issues and challenges surrounding the confirmation process for elections. Speaking during the event, Loftus Dura outlined the reasons for convening the press conference, emphasizing the coalition's commitment to ensuring transparency and fairness in Dominica's electoral process.
As a country, folks, we have been on this roller coaster ride for some time in terms of trying to make our electoral process a much freer and fairer one. The majority of Dominicans, I must say, we would have wished that we have started from a clean slate in terms of a re-registration effort or a re-registration drive. However, the powers that be and the government got their way, and we now have as law the confirmation process approved and passed in Parliament on the 19th of March 2025. Now that that process has become law, we the people of Dominica, especially those of us who are part and parcel of the opposition, we have taken our time, read the laws, that is, and scrutinize it as well. And like everything in life, there are certain things that needs to be tweaked, needs to be changed, needs to be amended in order that that law, that confirmation process that we now have, could be better in the interest of free, fair, and transparent general elections as we move forward as a people.
Dr. Thompson Fontaine expressed his disappointment over the decision to remove the birth certificate as a valid document for voter reconfirmation, describing the move as a setback to efforts aimed at maintaining integrity within the system.
On October 14, 2025, just one day before the confirmation process was due to begin, the Electoral Commission issued an SRO 39 that called for the use of a government-issued identification to include a passport, a social security card, and a driver's license to be used to confirm the voters' names on the list. What is shocking about this was the removal of the use of a birth certificate as a preferred means of confirmation. The Electoral Office is very well aware that the removal of the use of the birth certificate as a means of confirmation would immediately prevent thousands of Dominicans to confirm their name on the voters' list, thus stripping them of their ability to exercise their fundamental human right in voting for a government of their own choosing. Thousands of Dominican voters are not now in possession of those IDs, and many, because of the same action of this government, which have reduced much of this country to abject poverty, has neither the means nor the motivation to go in search of a passport. This fact is clear based on the work of the Dominica Labour Party in going around the island and offering to pay for passports for their supporters. This in-your-face, naked manipulation of our voting process by the Dominica Labour Party is being supported by an electoral commission that was meant to be independent and free of political influence. The removal, my fellow Dominicans, of the requirement of a birth certificate now means that thousands of potential voters are vowing not to participate in the confirmation process. Most simply do not have the resources nor the desire to get a passport, quote, just to confirm.
The ERC reiterated its call for inclusive dialogue and effective measures to strengthen the electoral process ahead of future elections.
And that's all for local news this evening. Stay tuned for regional news coming up next.
We're at the different phases in life. We move at a different pace. All we need is to be supported. Cause when the baby's coming, business needs revamping, the new job starting, and you need an outfit. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up. The wedding's planning, rent due dates coming. Momentum is your support financing. Let momentum hook you up. Momentum will hook you up.
First up in regional news, a high-level Caribbean delegation is calling for stronger investment in regional food security. At the FAO Hand-in-Hand Forum in Rome, Jamaica's Agriculture Minister Floyd Green, Barbados' Chief Agricultural Officer Michael James, and CARICOM's Sean Baugh met with major development banks to discuss irrigation and climate-resilient farming. The bank signaled support. CAF pledged up to $1 million in technical grants, and the Caribbean Development Bank offered low-interest loans. The initiative backs CARICOM's goal to cut food imports by 25% by 2030. With new irrigation projects across Jamaica, Barbados, and St. Vincent set to benefit more than 600 farming families. Minister Green called irrigation the backbone of agricultural transformation as the region moves to build a more resilient and food-secure future. The 20th session of the Western Central Atlantic Fishery Commission, WECAFC, wrapped up in Montego Bay, Jamaica, with renewed commitments to sustainable and climate-resilient fisheries across the region. Over 120 delegates from 26 countries and partner organizations met to strengthen regional cooperation, tackle illegal fishing, and advance science-based management of key species like queen conch, spiny lobster, and flying fish. FAO officials call for greater investment in aquaculture and value chains to drive what they call a blue transformation, while outgoing chair, Jamaica's Agriculture Minister Floyd Green, urged unity in building resilience against climate and food security challenges. Mexico was elected the new chair, with St. Kitts and Nevis as second vice chair. WECAFC 20 closed with a strong message: sustainable fisheries central to the region's blue economy and long-term food security. And finally, on the regional scene, Grenada has raised the legal marriage age from 16 to 18, closing a long-standing loophole that allowed minors to wed with parental consent. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell says the amendment to the 1966 Marriage Act strengthens protections for children and aligns national laws with modern standards. He added that 18 is already the legal age for voting, driving, and other civil responsibilities, and that the change prevents the exploitation of vulnerable families. Prime Minister Mitchell also addressed debate over a separate bill on minors' access to healthcare, saying both measures aims to protect children and ensure consistency in Grenada's laws.
And that's all for regional news this evening. Stay tuned for international news after this break. And now for international news this evening. Tesla shareholders have approved a record-breaking pay package that could make CEO Elon Musk the world's first trillionaire. At the company's annual meeting on Thursday, more than 75% of votes supported the plan, excluding the 15% stake Musk already owns. The announcement drew cheers from attendees, and Musk thanked shareholders, saying he super appreciates it. The deal grants Musk up to 423.7 million Tesla shares over 10 years, worth as much as $1 trillion if the company reaches an $8.5 trillion market value and meets key performance goals. Tesla's board warned that rejecting the package might have prompted Musk to step down. Despite recent declines in sales and profits, Musk remains confident, emphasizing Tesla's future in AI, self-driving cars, and humanoid robots, which he predicts could one day surpass the car business itself. Musk, already worth an estimated $473 billion, said the deal is about maintaining influence at Tesla, not increasing personal wealth. Also in international news this evening, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the first and only woman to hold the position, announced in a video Thursday that she will not seek re-election to Congress. "I have truly loved serving as your voice in Congress. I will not be seeking re-election," said Pelosi, 85, calling her nearly 4 decades of service a privilege and a love letter to her hometown of San Francisco. Pelosi reflected on her career, saying that no title, speaker, leader, or whip was greater than representing her district. Elected in 1987, Pelosi made history as the first female Speaker of the House in 2007 and remains one of the most powerful Democrats in U.S. history. Her announcement came just days after celebrating a major political victory, a California ballot measure she helped champion that strengthens Democratic advantages ahead of the 2026 midterms. Pelosi said she looks forward to her final year in office and urged San Franciscans to know your power and remain engaged in democracy. Also in regional news, a Rhode Island federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to fully fund Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, benefits for November by Friday, criticizing the government for denying an earlier court ruling. Judge John McConnell said it was simply unacceptable to delay payments, warning that without SNAP funding, 16 million children risk going hungry. He rejected the administration's request to pause the order, saying people have gone without food for too long. McConnell also accused the administration of withholding food aid for political reasons, citing President Trump's recent comments linking the release of funds to the reopening of government. The Justice Department has appealed the ruling. Meanwhile, the USDA said it would use about $4.6 billion in reserve funds, but admitted benefits would only cover 65% of eligible households' allotments without full funding. Advocates hailed the decision as a major victory for the 42 million Americans who rely on food assistance. And finally, in international news, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has announced another American strike in the Caribbean, killing 3 people aboard a boat he says was trafficking drugs. The attack raises the death toll from the Trump administration's anti-narco terror campaign in the region to at least 69. Hegseth shared a video of a strike following operations will continue until, quote, the poisoning of the American people stops. Critics, however, are demanding the transparency, questioning the legality of the strikes as the administration offers little public evidence to support its claims. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment coming up next.
5 chances, 2 draws a week. Endless excitement. This is not just a game, it's your game. Match 5.
And welcome to the sports segment. The Dominica Cricket Association has announced the resumption of the CCCUL DCA 2025 League following the Independence holiday. Cricket fans can once again look forward to an exciting weekend of matches as the season continues. Here are this weekend's fixtures. On Saturday, November 8th, at the Geneva playing field, it's Rubens Bakery Christians going head-to-head with La Pointe Tigers. Then, on Sunday, November 9th, also at Geneva, Starlights will face off against KFC Summits. Meanwhile, at Benjamin's Park, DCA Emerald Stars will take on Police. All matches begin at 10 a.m. and the association wishes all teams the best of luck for their upcoming games. Guadeloupe's passion for boxing shown at the first Guadeloupe International Boxing Open, held at the Trois Rivieres Gymnasium. The event wrapped up a week-long international training camp featuring teams from Belgium, Senegal, St. Lucia, Barbados, Reunion, and France. Fans were treated to thrilling bouts, including Cyril Coffey's knockout win over French champion Isaac Costard and a spirited showing from local favorite Guylaine Mayer. The tournament highlighted Guadeloupe's growing talent and its place on the international boxing stage. And basketball fans, get ready for an electrifying showdown. The Dominica Amateur Basketball Association is heating up as the Playoffs Finals 2025 tip off this weekend. The BAA Sharks will face off against the Pebush Super Eagles in Game 1, happening Saturday, November 8th, 2025 at the Massac Indoor Sports Complex. The night begins at 7 p.m. with a thrilling matchup between the 767 Masters and Masters Greece MICA, followed by the main event at 9 p.m. Tickets are just $5, so come out and show your support and witness top-tier basketball action right here at home. It's Sharks versus Eagles. Who will soar higher in Game 1? Don't miss it. And in international cricket, the battle between New Zealand and the West Indies continues to heat up. The two sides are currently locked at one match apiece in their 5-match T20 series. All eyes now turn to the third T20, which blows off tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. With the series finally poised at 1-1, both teams will be eager to seize the upper hand and move one step closer to clinching the series. Fans can expect plenty of fireworks as New Zealand looks to defend home turf, while the West Indies aim to keep their momentum alive. It's all set to be another thrilling night of T20 action. And that's all for the sports segment this evening. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service.
Let me go now.
Good day to you. This is the weather broadcast from the Mesh Studio at GMIT for today, November 7th, 2025. We're starting off today with the satellite imagery. And just to the west of the Lesser Antilles, we find the axis of a surface to low-level trough, which has been affecting Dominica and the islands to the north of the chain throughout the morning. Meanwhile, to the east, we find this mass of clouds associated with an easterly wave. This easterly wave is expected to begin affecting Dominica from tonight and into tomorrow. Apart from these two features, we find that the rest of the tropical Atlantic remains very quiet and there are no systems or they are being monitored for tropical cyclone development at this time. Zooming in closer to home, skies were generally cloudy during the morning as enhanced clouds move across the area. However, by mid-morning and into the afternoon, we saw some more shallow cloud patches moving across the island, resulting in partly cloudy to cloudy skies. And our radar imagery indicated that those clouds resulted in moderate to heavy thunder showers during the morning, particularly across the central and southern portion of the island. However, there were no reports of flooding occurring in those areas. So tonight, as the easterly wave begins to affect the island, conditions are expected to become mostly cloudy with scattered showers with a slight chance of isolated thunderstorms. Temperatures are expected to be down to about 24 degrees Celsius in coastal communities and 22 degrees Celsius in the interior. Winds are expected to pick up slightly out of the east-northeast, peaking to about 35 kilometers per hour with higher gusts, particularly in elevated areas. So looking ahead over the next 3 days, tomorrow Saturday, the easterly wave will result in mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms, particularly during the afternoon to overnight period. So we do have a yellow alert for Saturday. So those of you in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks, you're advised to exercise caution during that period. Some moisture and instability is likely to linger into Sunday morning, resulting in partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms. By afternoon, some dust haze is expected to move into the area, resulting in a reduction in air quality and visibility. That haze is expected to linger into Monday, when partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers are expected. Temperatures are expected to remain warm during the daylight hours, peaking to about 33 degrees Celsius and down to about 23 degrees Celsius during the nighttime periods. Winds are expected to remain gusty, peaking to about 40 kilometers per hour on Sunday. In the marine environment, today we do have a high surf advisory out for ground swells along the western, northern, and eastern coastline. We expect to discontinue this high surf advisory by this evening. However, we also have a small craft advisory for waves peaking to about 8 feet along the eastern coastline. And this small craft advisory is expected to be in place throughout the weekend and into Monday. So small craft operators and sea bathers, you are asked to continue to exercise caution. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:04 a.m. and will set at 5:34 p.m. The first high tide tomorrow will be at 8:08 a.m. and the first low tide at 10:28 a.m. Remember, for updated information, you can join us in our WhatsApp channel. You can gain access by scanning this QR code or visit our Facebook or Instagram platforms at Dominica Met or even our website at weather.gov.dm. Thank you for joining us today. Do enjoy the weekend. See you next time.
This has been Emo Nightly News for November 7th, 2025. I have been your presenter, Suanna Benjamin.
And I'm Rick Francis. Thank you for viewing this evening. Have a wonderful weekend. This is EmoNews, every moment online. Good night.